I just made a live stream and a bunch of you came on there and said that the reason that you're not creating content is because you're afraid that you'll be judged. And I know I've gone through this in my life, and this is such a common thing. And I want to give you something that definitely helped me to change everything in that department. So you cannot control other people's judgments of you. And when I realized this in my life, that other people were going to judge me, and no matter how perfect or how kind or how generous I was trying to be, people would still judge me. It really was a shattering of the control mechanism that was keeping me stuck in a limited version of myself. When we try to avoid criticism or judgment, we literally are cutting ourselves in pieces, only showing a fraction of ourselves, the part that we think people are going to love, when in reality, it requires us showing our whole selves in order to genuinely live our fullest lives and make the biggest impact in the world, to make our world brighter, to inspire others just through our example. So there's a statement that helps me a lot that I got from my teacher, Leonard Jacobson, that is around the fear of people judging me. And it actually just happened earlier today. I thought that possibly a couple of people were talking about me, and I was like, oh my God, I stumbled into the room like shocked, like I could have sworn I heard them talking about me, but then I realized my mind makes up stories, and it's very unlikely that they were talking poorly about me. And if they were talking about me, that's their problem. That's not my problem. That just means that they're in the energy of criticism and they're just a little lost for the moment, right? Doesn't negate that they're beautiful people. They're just lost. We've all gotten stuck in judgment or gossip or criticizing others at one time in our lives. Would you agree? And it's up to us to be awake and be conscious and catch that and stop it. But that's not my job to do for other people. My job is to keep my frequency high, my mind pure, and everything in my life in alignment with my vision and my purpose, so that I am giving what I'm here to give and living in the way I'm here to live. What helped me in that moment was, first of all, to catch that my mind was telling me a story. So if you're ever caught in judgment, you can follow this and really take this on and play with it and see if it works for you. And let me backtrack. And why we go through this is interesting. The animal brain, the reptilian brain, is designed to keep us safe. And in the past, that looked like when we lived outside, protecting us from a saber-toothed tiger running after us, making sure that it's always on alert, looking for any potential threat. We don't have those kinds of threats anymore in modern society because we live in structures that are not filled with wild animals, hopefully. So now that mechanism in the reptilian brain is still active, but the way it shows up is, instead of protecting you from the jungle, it protects you from the social jungle, from the potential threats of being judged, not being physically hurt, but emotionally hurt. And the problem with that is it's always looking for a problem when there isn't a problem. And it's using a very outdated system or brain in order to help protect you when there's really nothing to be protected from, okay? So the thing that I love to do is, first of all, recognize that that is happening. Recognize that that is active, that instinct, that reptilian brain, right? Recognize that if somebody else judges you, is it actually going to hurt you? It can only hurt you if you believe their judgment. It's not like an actual animal attacking you and hurting you. If someone judges you, it can bounce right off of you. And I'm going to give you something really simple I do, a mantra that helps to clear that away. Somebody's judgment can just slip or bounce right off of you if you're not angry or suddenly, prickly about it and believing their judgments and making it about you. Other people's judgments are not about you. Other people's judgments are not about you. It's simply saying that they're in a state of judgment right now. And that's okay. They're human. Can they be in a state of judgment? Can they be lost? You don't have to get lost when other people around you are lost. And if you're their target in that moment and they're lost criticizing or judging you, you don't have to get lost with them. And the way to do that is recognize that the animal brain is trying to protect you, and that's actually what hooks us into getting lost. And then we need to activate the cerebral cortex, which is the more forward-thinking brain, the more evolved brain, and definitely be more rational about what's happening. Somebody's just having an insecure thought and throwing it at you, and you're either going to take it on or you're going to let it bounce off. And here's how you let it bounce off. What I do is first recognize that my brain is telling me a story that may or may not be true, and it's actually irrelevant because it doesn't matter if someone's judging me or if they're not judging me. What matters is what my mind is telling me and what I'm believing to be true. That's what tells the story of my life. So once I'm aware of that too, I take a breath, get a little space rather than reacting and creating more of a problem. And the third thing I do is this mantra, which is so simple, and it says, return to sender with consciousness attached. So if I feel someone's judging me, which may or may not be true, if they are, I just say return to sender with consciousness attached. So that judgment is literally bouncing off of me, returning to sender. And when I say consciousness attached, maybe they'll even have an awareness about it. Maybe they'll even have a learning or, become more conscious as a result of that judgment coming back to them, that light, that consciousness being sent to them. So whatever's in the highest good for all. You do not need to take on people's judgments of you. And I share this video because it can be very, very simple. It's simple, maybe not always easy, but simple to use your mind to serve your message. Use your mind to serve your well-being. Use your mind to discern what thoughts empower your vision and what thoughts take you down from following through with your path. And when I say your vision, I mean, if you're a coach, who are you serving? And what is your mission? What are you here to change? What are you here to do? What quality are you choosing to embody? What's your North Star quality? These are all things we cover in the Diamond Dojo, and I have so many other videos on that here. So what is it that you are living? And what is it that you're choosing? And make sure that you only empower thoughts that drive your vision forward, that support you in living your best life. And the rest, return to sender with consciousness attached. I'm gonna go dive into the waterfall right now, and I love you guys with all my heart. I hope this supports you. If it does, and you're ready to let go of control of other people judging you, let them have their judgments, and simply focus on empowering thoughts that support you, and focus on mastering, releasing, or deflecting thoughts that do not support you, letting them roll on by like a cloud, then give this video a thumbs up. I'll see you in the next video. Mwah.
Do you long for a community that gets you? A place where you can show up fully expressed? A safe place where you're guaranteed to grow in every area of your life?
Spiritual relationship, self-worth, money mindset, health, soul purpose. This is your exclusive sanctuary for creating your absolute best life.
If you're ready to do the real work it takes, maybe even spar with your inner critic to triumph over the fear that keeps you from powerful action so you can finally create the life that you know you're here to live, go to thediamonddojo.com.